It was a long and difficult commute for residents right across the city today on one of the coldest days of the year so far. The temperatures were so extreme that transit equipment actually started breaking down this morning. It caused major delays and even route cancellations. The TTC tells us not to expect to see any of the older streetcars on the streets tonight because they just can't handle the weather anymore. Clamoring to escape the bone-chilling temperatures and whipping winds, commuters headed inside hoping for a warmer way to work this morning. But all they found was a clogged and overcrowded transit system. Not only were there major delays in the tunnels on Line 1 and 2, as subway heaters weren't working effectively and outdoor tracks were obstructed by snow and ice, above-ground streetcar services also came to an abrupt stop.
Well, the old streetcars just don't like this weather. They're 40 years old in some cases, and they break down in the very cold weather.
The TTC was forced to ground the entire fleet of old streetcars and rely solely on the 120 new vehicles available, as well as some buses.
Between all of that, getting that service out this morning was a little slower than we'd like, but we did a lot better than the weather would indicate.
While they tell us they spent the weekend planning for the weather, the service was less than satisfactory for many commuters who took to Twitter to vent their frustrations. Posts like this dominating feeds this morning. "You know winter comes every year, right?" wrote one commuter. Another writing, "I don't blame TTC because this is the first winter ever in Canadian history." And another writing, "No matter if it's cold or not, we commuters experience these problems every day. Same problems, same delays."
We really need to learn some lessons from what happened this morning. This afternoon we'll have extra service out, we'll have extra crews out, we'll have de-icing on the tracks, and then so overnight and into tomorrow morning we'll have all of that additional attention to what's happening.
But one transit expert tells us the anger at the TTC may be misdirected.
I wouldn't blame TTC, it's just extreme weather. And the cost of designing a system that could withstand these rare, very cold days would be prohibitively expensive. So one day of inconvenience or a few days of inconvenience are much cheaper for the commuters.
He says upgrading the system to withstand the extreme cold would force already rising fares to skyrocket. His advice on days like today, be patient or avoid commuting altogether. You actually stayed home today anticipating TTC delays?
Absolutely. It's better to stay at home. There's a reason why school buses were canceled, because they know the odds of a failure are much higher, and hence it's better not to take the risk.
So far, the TTC has received 120 of the 204 new streetcars they ordered from Bombardier. Those deliveries have faced massive delays, but the TTC tells us they expect the rest of the vehicles by the end of the year.